Good afternoon, my dear friends and colleagues. First of all, I would say a big thanks to the CMA Institute, particularly to President B.B. Nayak ji and Srinivas Prasad ji and Manoj Kumar Anand ji and our Vinay Ranjan ji, my friend. And all the dignitaries, if you tell me, because I have a relationship, Sir was my guru, Ashwin Dalwadi sir, and Sir, UPL, I was first company I worked in UPL. So I am also related. And for Gail, we are the customer. Coromandel is a customer for Gail. So almost Venkatesh sir, I know TCM. So now I am very actually shocked because all the people have already explained about what is TCM, what is PC. So what I will do, I will try to explain the how part, how these TCM principles, what we have done in our manufacturing setup. I will take the concept, we can say TCM at manufacturing plant. So that is the agenda point. And if you see the presentation, so what I made, I have taken 10 major cost and cost components in the left side. And if you see the first one, conceptual understanding, basic textbook, what it is. And then real-time finance system, that is information system, that is called generally we call as a MIS system. And third one is strategic cost management, how we are doing it. So third one is the creative part, where the knowledge is unlimited, where the real cost accountants can become a strategic cost accountants. And I will explain each of the box. Actually, it takes a lot of time, maybe total update will take, but I will try to cover important points in each of these boxes so that it will be useful for you and for your understanding purpose. If you see this material cost, how the standards are being built. Some of the companies take last 5 years, best of the last 5 years, and some of the companies take average of the last year and put some percentage of savings so that the budget will be a progressive budget and standards will be a progressive standards for material cost. So what is the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting? You know, once you know the standard, once you know the actual, you get the variance. The variance is the part where the logical reasoning takes place. Because that is the where even I know, because we have experimented this AA also, AA cannot replace the cost and management accountant when you go to the higher level. So the variance part, reasoning part is most important in this bucket. And coming to the second one, if you see here, RTFS, which this is my favorite topic, which we implemented. Sir was already explained how the budget has to be real time. I will explain how we are implementing real time in our company and what are the results we are getting. You will be mind blowing to hear those results. So here, if you see the BOM, what is called bill of materials or bill of quantities, which you can incorporate in the SAP or Oracle. And nowadays you have the provision that if the consumption is going more than 5% or 2%, whatever you decide, the alerts will come instantaneously through the process order system so that you can take the corrective actions. Here, one more thing I want to tell, how we need to get the data. So Sir was explained, we need to get the data on the minute-to-minute basis. So there are some systems, like for example, being the cost accountant, you need to tell your management that you require some infrastructure, like flow meters for liquid materials, weigh feeders for the bulk materials, so that you can get the measurement. These measurements will go to the, we can say the CRISP system or what of the production interface system. What is the use of this system? See, initially I thought, why we are going so much digitalization, what is the use? But when you see the trends, because I feel trend is a friend. So if you see the particular hour, if the consumptions are going high, then you can easily detect somebody is, maybe production person is sleeping. So that time it's not coming correctly. So I just giving the example. So you can take that as one thing to control the cost. And one more thing, if any particular moment the production operator is very energetic and he produced a very good batch where he is getting the best yield, we can take it as a golden batch. And in that golden batch, how those parameters, input parameters are being acted. What is the reaction time? What is the temperature time? What is the pressure time? These things, if you are captured, that can become a model for the, or food for the final strategic cost, where we can have a predictive monitoring. That is called AI monitoring. We have done several use cases. So if you take the particular golden batch and the parameters what you are acting, that has become a standard and you just monitoring it. As Sir has said, anonymous manufacturing. This is called the anonymous manufacturing. Nowadays, machines are becoming intelligent. So if you put the missions, this data, by doing this correlation, regression, and AI model Python, we have done one project for Python also, which we got a winner in the national level for Six Sigma. So I am telling the experience, how that experience will be. Now what we are going from the costing preparations to the real-time financials to the, what we say, strategic cost management by using the digitalization, AI and ML techniques. And if you see here, financial matrix, which I said daily basis, which I already explained. Generally what happens after the month end, you sit together, all the operations, and they say almost one day meeting, operations review meeting, they say this is the variances happened. Then what happens, all those good things, strategies, everything will just eaten away on the next day, breakfast. So your post-mortem is no more, which already Sir has said, and we have implemented it. How we implemented? Generally, if you say it to the people, 0.1% improvement or 0.2% efficiency loss, it will not sense anything, right? So being the finance person, what we have done, we put that loss in terms of financial figures. For example, 0.1% of, in our company, say for example, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, is equal to 8 to 10 crores. The moment I say that a component, 1 crore you have lost, the person who is sitting on the DCS operations or production operations just get down and say, so we have to correct it. Because you are adding the value for that. And when you are adding it immediately, real time, not at the end of the month. That's what we have done through this real-time financial modeling in our setup. And some of the latest SAP, you are getting actual cost and material ledger, where you need not to do anything. You just follow the process. You will get the costing, inventory valuation at the month end. Now I can proudly say we are completing on first day itself our all financials. And coming to this next bucket, I will touch upon the power. It will take a lot of time to explain, but I will tell one or two things in the power. So what we have to do is, you need to just, once the standards are being prepared, every day, if you are having good meters, they just put that units into your production process, which Sir said, directly. Sir said everything is on the minute to minute. Quantum costing, he said. So quantum costing, little bit we have implemented in our company. So these units have been taken. And similarly, you can have what we say EMS, energy management system. So I will tell you what is the use of this energy management system. If you have the trends in each hour, one of the hour you may not be having production, but you still the graph goes high, spike goes high. That means something idleness is going. Even in your houses also, you see, most of the times you don't, some of the people do not switch the lights. So that is all idle time. These are the, how, in the case of organizations, it will be a very big amount. Even in the case of your houses also, we need to have a control on that. So, and one more thing what I want to explain on this, the third, where is contract demand. Generally what happens during the project time, people are very, very excited. And they say we are going to for expansions, they go on the left and right to the contract demand. But the cost account, you need to see what is the percentage of minimum commitment. So if it is 85% commitment, you need to pay whether use it or not. Some cases we have modified or calibrated. It was using only 60 to 70%. And then later it has been modified to that demand has been calibrated. So obviously we saved some 2 to 3 just crores in just one simple idea. So the cost accountants can analyze, diagnose the power bill like anything. You can have power factor improvement, you can have load factor improvement, you can have a consumption basis. What are the different sources of power you are having? Nowadays, there are, Sir said, not only the green power. So green power is not only the best for the environment, it is also a cost effective. We need to work out what are the different sources we have, which source we can optimize it, and which source we can take it. For example, in the case of gas, there are different sources of gas. For example, if the lowest, cheapest gas is there, you just first go and consume that part by having a proper prediction model. We have done a prediction model for that Python. The daily, based on the different product, based on the different, what we said, inputs, raw materials, based on the different parameters, we get what is the consumption to be. In that consumption, you need to allocate first, maybe this is the first gas molecule number 1, which is the lowest gas, and use the complete, this one. It is called optimization matrix. So finance has to play a better role here, not only in the left 2 boxes, which is making the standards and implementing the systems. And then final slide is what I'm trying to do is, that is my actually favorite, the creative part or passion part of my experience, what I can say. And here if you see, for some time, maybe a small example I will tell you, in your house also, if you put more heat, what it happens? Your cooking or curry, it gets burnt. Similarly, in the case of product also, if you give more heat than the required one, then your product gone. So what we have to do here? You have to put a sensor, automatically it sends the product temperature and sends the signal to the valve where the gas comes or coal comes, they can moderate. So this is called variable frequency drive automations, which you can do in our company so that you can reduce the specific gas consumption or heat consumption. Coming to this water, and I will tell you one example. When I was I worked in Oman, Muscat. So small leak was happening in my house. I thought like just Indian mentality. I said, okay, leaking is going on. So when I got the bill in the month end, I have seen almost 30,000 rupees bill has come. Then I went and I just ran into the office and asked the water department, why you have put 30,000. Sir, here same thing, water is so costly. I didn't observe that one leak. And he said, there is a provision, sir, you can pay on the EMI basis. So that is the importance of water in other countries. Even in India, it will come soon. Sir, I have still time, sir, 5 minutes. Coming to this fixed cost, which I'll tell you, sir has explained how the direct apportionment to the products. Here also we can say that there are, you need to find out the cost drivers, which are the biggest good cost drivers or directly proportional cost drivers, you can take it. Because all the products cannot be one and same. All the things may not be one and so some of the drivers you can be machine hours, some of the drivers can be man hours, some of the drivers can be purchase orders if it is a purchase department, and some of the drivers quality engineer hours for the quality testing purpose. I worked as a SAP CO consultant, so I know there are in the SAP S4 HANA, there are some template allocation methods where you can create your own formula, and so that the allocation makes very good shape and you can get the better product costing so that you can take the better cost decisions. So in this, how the online budget control system, sir has explained about the quantum costing. How we have done here online budget control is that every purchase request, it comes to the finance department for finance concurrence. It is not bureaucratic, I will explain. If the finance person is so much collaboration with the business or with the operations and they can understand the operations very well, they can put 1 or 2 simple questions. Is it worth to spend? And is it whether you have the budget? So what it happens in our organization, if you see, each user department gets the culture. So somebody is there for answerable. We have to answer the finance department or we have to answer to the management. So that accountability, the culture is important so that each budget will be, it actually all through comes in the workflow only. So we have to get the finance concurrence number and we can move on. Coming to this one more point I will touch here. Padma Vyuha strategy, which I developed for that purpose. One is we do the weekly review of the P&L line items. So wherever something goes wrong, sometimes what happens, some of the people may not take the budget and spend it. So we need to understand that where this is going on, so that at the end of the month you don't have the time to calibrate or correct it. So weekly we do the PL line item scrutiny, and monthly we do the monthly provision by tracking the comparisons of each previous months. Sometimes if you say manpower bill, you give 1 lakh, and next time you will give 2 lakhs. We just ask the question, why you are this one? So that is what I said, Padma Vyuha, where 3-4 reviews I have put it. And coming to this final bucket, which is the strategic cost bucket, there are some examples I will tell you, challenging the die-hard habits. So I will tell you example when I was in the Pfizer. So it is a greenfield project. So at that time, So each floor is having 2 to 3 persons to put the water, to put the chai. And his job is only 8 to 9 o'clock. And later he just sits in the maybe in the outside or in the pantry. Then I said, what is going on? So we just we put the filters nearby, so many filters, water filters and chai filters, so that people go and take this one. They eliminated one cost because HR is having a habit that you need to have a person to cater. These are all the die-hard habits. And one more example, live example that tell you how the habits will be. So even during the initial project time, somebody said that we have different lines, different blocks, and manager. So each mission is having one manager, and each line is having one manager, and each block is having one manager, and the total plant manager. So what I asked, what is the requirement of this block? When each manager can report, how many, each person can take 4 to 5 reporters at least. So we eliminated that layer. So these are actually some of the things which habits people use it. So we need to be very careful and avoid those things. And some of the things are told that we can have manpower studies. Sometimes we can do the mechanization, right? 500, I will see the company where 500 to 600 people are deployed to produce 2 million tons. And whereas in the same 2 million tons, other companies doing with 100 manpower. That is through total mechanization of the setup. So you need to understand what is the mechanization, possibilities are there. And if you see the great changeover, I will correlate with the formula A1 rise. So great changeover is nothing but the non-productive cycle where you are losing the production, right? So if you see the Formula 1 race, initially it used to take around 4 seconds. Now I will tell to all production people that now you please see how much they are taking, 1.82 seconds. So this is the way the people are growing. Such a fast great changeover is happening. And coming to this inbound and outbound logistics, I will tell you 2 to 3 points here, nothing but. So here I mentioned that material handling cost per material movement. If you take the two examples like railway movement as well as road movement. In the railway, what it happens, wagon, you need to load the material, transportation will happen, again unload the material, and then you are putting in the godowns, and then again putting. So in this direct road movement, what will happen? You are having only one cost component from here to the customer. So I am not propaganding that road has to be there. You need to be a cost accountant. You need to think from each movement, what is the cost per movement, and which is the best, and what is the inventory level. That way of analysis you have to do. And one more point I will touch upon. We used to have 4 to 5 godowns around the factory, and we have calculated the nearest godown, what is the cost, and the longest godown, what is the cost. When we read in the operations research during our CMA, there is one transportation problem. In the transportation problem, you know the lowest, maybe the distance, lowest is the cost. So first you need to fill all your materials in that godown and then move upon to the next godown. That type of operational matrix you need to develop. These are all not the big science. Actually, these are all only common sense which you can say we can do it. So 2 minutes, sir, completed this one. So coming to this last slide of me. So if you see the product hierarchy, which we can do, if the market allows, what we can do is you need to produce the high GC products, and which the cost and management can recommend it. That anyhow you people know. And one more thing, what you can do is if you are having 3 to 4 production trains, and if you are having 10 products, you need to see which product is more suitable to which train with the lowest conversion cost. So what we have done is we have just given one matrix that first you please put this, say for example, DAP in this train so that you will get the conversion cost lower, and then you can put the other products. So these are the habits which you have given to the operations staff. They do it in production planning in every day. Coming to this next one, sir has said that this quality. So what we have done is cost of poor quality. So what is that mean is you need to track not only the cost of that product, not only the cost of the reprocessing, you also have to do the regulatory cost to that, because when you have this problem of poor quality, you need to have customer complaints or complaints from the fertilizers or from the regulatory bodies. Once you put all these things and put the costing, and say this is the cost of poor quality. In each month, if you say, automatically the things will automatically set right because you are showing the trends, you are showing this cost. And design to cost, I will to give you one example, life cycle costing, how it matters. I told you how portion I will explain. For example, if you take the pump, the cost of the pump may be 2 lakh rupees and the operations cost for the total 10 years of its life may be 98 lakhs, it may be 1 crore. So some vendor too, you may be giving 2.5 lakhs rupees, but if you see the 10 years period, it may be the 80 lakh rupees. So that is called life cycle costing. You need to say that just for 50,000, if the pump's efficiency, pump's curve has been given better, then obviously you should educate them that don't go on the L1 basis because purchase say only the L1 basis, finance has told. But a cost management, you have to see the life cycle cost and you can recommend accordingly. And final one, what I wanted to say is TCM, which for my understanding, because almost I'm having 3 decades of experience, it is nothing but common sense and emotional sense. How we can do is that to go Gamba works, which we have, which we used to do, so that by seeing, by observing the criticalities, only thing is that people have the mind of NOD, it's a normalization of deviation. So it's chalta hai. So, but the person who takes into his observation and work upon and make things to do list, those person can make successful. So, I will tell you one more thing. I have done Black Belt 6 Sigma and I have also done Business Excellence, SSR, so many companies. In all these areas, whether you talk about 6 Sigma, whether you talk about Business Excellence, whether to talk about cost and management, one is important is you need to challenge the status quo. You need to raise the bar, keep raising the bar. You need to improve, continuous improvement. That's all. There is no big science as per me. Just grab the opportunities. If you ask me, once I went to one of the companies and we observed that they're doing e-auction, reverse e-auction for the procurement. We just implemented it. So got very good results even for civil procurement. Around 40% has been cost reduced. Almost within no time, 2 to 3 crores has been saved. So that opportunities will be available. Only thing is that grab that opportunity, note it down, implement it. So what I mean to say is जिद्दी लोग होते हैं ना, वही लोग successful होता है. तो जिद्दी चाहिए CM को. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I have taken a little bit more time. Thank you, sir.